this is Emily Zlaney with TVinsider.com in the Hollywood-branded, unbranded lounge at New York Comic-Con. I don't know where I am. We're in San Diego. It's been a long day, guys, and I'm so glad to see your faces. I am here with the Tales of the Walking Dead cast and showrunner. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Now, this show, I know, Channing, we had spoken a couple weeks ago, and you were kind of saying that this show is something that you're trying to treat as an experiment with Walking Dead fans to kind of see how they gauge this newer type of model.
Yes.
Did I get that right for the most part?
Totally, yes. I think we know that our fans are some of the greatest in the world, and they're used to a certain tone and style of show. And we don't want to take that away from them, but we also do want to introduce some new elements and new tones and new looks and new flavors. And we're hoping that they enjoy it as much as we enjoyed making it, and that new fans, we bring in some new fans too.
Absolutely. Now, the three of you are all in 3 different episodes, so it's going to feel like we're talking about 3 different shows right now, I feel like. Let's start with Danny. Tell me about your episode, who you're playing. What is the tone? Because the tone is also super different for all of these.
I feel like the tone would be a little bit of a spoiler, right? So that's one
Okay.
that I kind of want to hold on to because it is a...
It's more of a horror suspense in that world.
Okay, so
you can
no,
go there,
but
I
you
think.
also you
I
avoided
know,
some
I
very.
know, no,
That's
I
the.
didn't say
But
the
that's
one
like
thing.
the.
There is a picture of you with like blood all over your face, if that helps.
No, we're very much on brand then.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's I play the role of Eric, and it's essentially Eric and Natalia have been going through pure survival mode for years already, and they wind up in this location. I just keep looking over, and I'm like, what is a spoiler?
A structure with walls.
Oh, a structure with walls and doors and windows, and it's essentially like I was just excited to join the universe based on like the meditation on what it is to survive, right? Like we always talk about it and we think about it, and we went through a global pandemic that like put that thought in everyone, and going off of that into what it means for the body, for your psyche, the lengths that you have to go through to really survive were, to me, one of like as an actor, it's like a dream to be able to play with and wrestle with, and like how would I be at this point, like if I reach sanctuary at like after weeks of walking, like what does that feel like?
Right.
How exhausted are you? And so it's outside of the play with the tone and genre. I think it's still just a very beautiful human story of 2 people. Oh my God, it's so tough.
No, you did great.
No,
You
but
did
I was
great.
like, how many spoilers? No,
You did
none.
great. Now,
Cool.
Terry, I know your episode is up first.
Yes.
And so we're going to see you as Joe, who is
Joe.
a doomsday prepper.
Yes, and you will also see Olivia Munn
Yes.
as Evie. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Doomsday Prepper, because that is exactly what I am in this show, in my episode. And let me tell you, it's a reunion of sorts with me and Olivia because we did Newsroom together back on HBO. And also, I want to tell you just how important, without giving any spoilers away, but just how important this genre is to me. Because a lot of people feel like, he's done a lot of funny things, he's done his thing, but I always felt like comedy and horror are 2 sides of the same coin. And another thing I want to go back to is 1968, when Night of the Living Dead hit the world.
Yeah.
I was actually born in 1968, and when I finally saw Night of the Living Dead as a kid, as a young teen, it changed my life forever. The first time I saw a black hero, and it was unprecedented. It was controversial, and and also the social commentary changed the game. It let people know how deep and how wonderful, well-crafted horror could be. And when I saw Walking Dead, because I'm a biggest fan of the original series, I'm the biggest fan of Samantha. And I mean, just seeing, being around this and being in this world is a dream come true, because it just feels like, wow, I go back to the time I was very, very young and saw Night of the Living Dead, and I'm like, wow, this is full circle. This is so beautiful. And to be a representation of, who Joe is, and me and Olivia just had a ball. It was so good, so scary. I still am having nightmares over, literally. I know it's for real, because when you're in it, it's real. I don't know how else to say it. What's up, guys? Just like I'm in this. Oh, and the little hedgehog. Look at you guys. Okay. So that's the greatest segue ever. The hedgehog.
Only at Comic-Con.
Hey,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Well, I know this is extremely distracting, but to get this back on the rails a little bit with this crazy group of people behind me.
Vacuum seal his ear to the.
Oh, God. So he could hear? Yeah.
And it for sure popped.
Oh. Now, welcome back to the Walking Dead world.
Hello, thank
I'm
you.
so glad to see you back.
Really?
And
Great, yeah.
oh yeah, Alpha's amazing, and we get to learn more about her,
Yeah.
and maybe some stuff that we did not know before. And technically, you are D in this. You are not Alpha.
Yeah.
And
So, yeah.
what is her story? Because I know in the trailer we see her kind of screaming for Lydia a little bit, and I'll just cheat to
Yeah.
Channing to make sure that we're good there.
Okay. So
What can you tell me?
Okay, so I firstly want to say like these are all original stories,
Yeah.
and I don't want people to think that this is like The Walking Dead with Alpha, because it isn't.
Right.
This is an original story about a woman called Dee, who we know is Alpha.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm not going to say you're not going to get to see Alpha, but it's about Dee and it's about Lydia. So it's I work with Scarlett mostly in this episode, and Laura and everyone else. But it's like it's seeing like, how can I describe it without giving away a spoiler? It's the perspective of Dee now. So when you in The Walking Dead, you had the flashbacks that Lydia had when she was
Right.
describing her childhood and what had happened when she was in the cell. This is now, that was all Lydia's perspective. So now you have Alpha's perspective a little bit about how it feels to be a mother, a single mother, alone in the pandemic and trying to survive, and the choices that you have to make as a mother to protect your child. And some of those choices are quite tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's so that's what you get to explore. But it's, I mean, my stunt double, some of the things that she had to do, I was like, whoa!
I appreciate that you're not taking credit for all the stunts sometimes.
I'm not taking any credit for any of the stunts.
She's like, I did not do that.
I was blown away. I was blown
Amazing.
away by Channing's writing, which I was anyway because we'd worked together on The Walking Dead. But also, like, I just want to say, and sorry, you've heard me say this a lot today, but I went into the makeup bus and I saw the pictures of these guys and the other Parker Posey and Anthony Edwards and everyone, and I was like, I want to see this so bad because they're all so different, and there's humor and there's things that will shock you and surprise you.
Exactly.
And yeah. So, and also if you're somebody that hasn't seen The Walking Dead and you're like, oh my gosh, there's like 11 seasons, how am I going to get into that? You don't need to have seen The Walking Dead to step into our world, because they're individual films, like, you know.
Absolutely.
And Mikey, who shot our episode, the cinematography, so if you're a film lover out there, this will blow your mind as well.
Amazing.
So,
Well-
and anyway, I'll stop.
No.
Oh, that's
Oh,
great.
no.
That's a good note.
I'm so excited for fans to see this. I think fans and new fans, and exactly what you said, you're going to
Yeah.
be pulling in all types of people. Anyone who just wants to see a really good zombie story and a really good human story too.
Yeah.
So-
and comedy. We've got a bit
Yes.
of comedy going on now
Yes.
with some of these
Which
episodes.
is great. I love it.
Yeah.
Now, everybody go tune in. Tales of the Walking Dead, August 14th on AMC.
You will
and
not be
AMC Plus.
disappointed.
You will not be
I
disappointed.
swear.
On AMC Plus, you get 2 episodes.
Yeah.
On August
Yeah.
14th, just saying.
There you go. There you go. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.